People walked past him every day without even looking down. Some were in a hurry, some were glued to their phones, and some simply pretended he wasn't there. But he felt every step, every glance, every moment of being invisible. On this cold afternoon, he sat on the sidewalk with his small cardboard sign resting beside him. The words were simple, handwritten, and sincere. I used to have a life like yours. Most people didn't notice. A few did, and walked away faster, but everything changed the moment a little boy stopped in front of him, staring with wide, curious eyes. And the beggar, tired and worn, had no idea that this one child would become the spark that flipped his entire world upside down. Before we begin, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to Storysphere for more emotional and inspiring stories that touch the heart and uplift the spirit. His name was Daniel. Once upon a time, he had a home, a family, and a good job. But life took a sharp turn. His mother passed away. His savings disappeared into hospital bills. And eventually, the weight of grief pulled him down until he had no strength left to rise again. So he sat here, on the same corner every day, hoping for a miracle but expecting nothing. The boy who stopped was named Ethan. He couldn't have been older than 11. He wore a bright red jacket, and his backpack hung loosely over one shoulder. His mother, standing a few steps away, called to him gently, urging him to keep walking. But Ethan didn't move. He kept staring at Daniel, as if trying to understand something no one else cared to see. Finally, he spoke. "Sir, why does your sign say you had a life like ours?" Daniel lifted his tired eyes. Most people ignored him. But this boy wasn't looking away. "Well," Daniel said softly, "because I did. I had dreams. A job. People I loved. But I lost them. And sometimes when you lose too much, you stop believing you deserve anything better." Ethan frowned. "But if you had a life before, doesn't that mean you can get one again?" Daniel smiled weakly. "It's not that easy." Ethan looked back at his mother, then reached into his backpack. He pulled out something that made Daniel freeze, a small notebook. The cover was decorated with doodles, stars, smiley faces, and bold handwriting that read, "My life goals." The boy gently placed the notebook on Daniel's lap. "My teacher says that if you write down what you want, your brain starts to believe it. Maybe you just need to believe again." Daniel was speechless. The page Ethan flipped to had a message written in big pencil strokes: "Believe first. Change follows." Ethan's mother finally stepped closer, apologizing with a kind smile. "He likes helping people," she said softly. "He has a big heart." But Ethan shook his head. "I'm not helping. I'm reminding him." Then, before leaving, Ethan placed a folded dollar in Daniel's hand, a small gesture, but the first kindness Daniel had felt in weeks. That night, under the soft glow of a street lamp, Daniel opened the notebook. He stared at the blank page. His hands trembled. The idea of dreaming again felt impossible. But Ethan's words echoed in his mind: "Believe first. Change follows." So he began to write. "I want a job. I want to get clean. I want to feel like myself again. I want to live with purpose. I want to be proud of who I am." The next morning, Daniel stood up earlier than usual. He washed his face at the shelter sink. He combed his hair. And he picked up the notebook. For the first time in years, he didn't sit down on the sidewalk. He walked. He walked into a public library. The librarian, noticing his notebook, offered him a computer and a warm smile. Daniel used it to search for job programs. For shelters. For second chances. He filled out applications. He wrote emails. He kept writing in the notebook. Weeks passed. Slowly, very slowly, life began to turn. A local diner hired him to wash dishes. A volunteer group helped him get clean clothes. A counselor helped him heal emotionally. And every night, Daniel wrote in his notebook, adding goals and checking off the ones he achieved. One morning, he looked into the mirror of the diner's restroom and didn't see a beggar anymore. He saw a man rebuilding himself. Months later, at the same corner where he used to sit, Daniel saw a familiar red jacket. Ethan was walking with his mother again. This time, Daniel approached them. Clean-shaven. Standing tall. Wearing a diner apron. Ethan's eyes lit up. "You did it." Daniel smiled, holding up the notebook. You helped me believe I could. In the end, Daniel's life didn't change because of money or luck. It changed because someone reminded him that mindset matters and that a spark of kindness can awaken the strength we forget we have. And sometimes, all it takes is one person who believes in you before you believe in yourself.